The shadow at the Billabong. On the outskirts of a small, dusty Aussie town, there was a billabong deep in the bush. Old-timers would talk about it in whispers at the pub, shaking their heads like they knew something, but never spoke it aloud. The billabong was always still, almost too still, and the water, dark as night, hid something beneath it. But that didn't stop a few curious locals from wandering down to it. One evening, Mick, a bloke who'd spent most of his life out bush, decided to see what all the fuss was about. "Ain't nothing but a bloody old water hole," he muttered to himself, tightening the straps of his boots. He grabbed a cold one and set off towards the place, the sun low and casting long shadows through the trees. When Mick reached the billabong, it looked off. The air felt thick, like something was watching, but he shrugged it off. He kicked off his boots and waded into the cool water, the silence surrounding him strange and unnerving. The water was deeper than he'd remembered, or maybe it was the fading light playing tricks on him. As he took another step, the surface of the billabong rippled, even though there wasn't a breeze in sight. He stopped, holding his breath, trying to make sense of it. That's when he saw it, just beneath the water's surface, a shadow. At first, Mick thought it was just a log, but then it moved, slowly, methodically. His heart pounded. "Nah, it's just a croc or something," he muttered, but deep down he knew it wasn't. The shadow seemed to grow longer, stretching out across the dark water toward him. Before he could make a move, something gripped his ankle. Ice-cold fingers, more like a clammy hand than anything human. Mick yelped, jerking his foot back, but the grip didn't let go. It tugged hard, pulling him under the surface. Mick fought with everything he had, thrashing, gasping for air. But the deeper he went, the stronger the pull became. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. All he could hear was the faint crooning of an old song, a chant from the dream time, something his grandmother had told him as a kid, but he hadn't paid it much attention. As he sank lower, the last thing he saw was a face, pale with wide eyes and a mouth twisted into a grin. And then, darkness. The next morning, Mick's boots were found, abandoned on the bank. No sign of him. Some say the billabong claimed him, that he wandered too close to the ancient spirits that still roamed the land. Others reckon he just got unlucky with a croc. But old-timers, they knew. And every time someone new wandered out there, they'd shake their heads and say, "Ain't nothing to see, mate. Best keep to the track." But deep down, everyone knew. The billabong wasn't just a hole in the ground. It was waiting.